I have no idea what The Good Nurse is about, but I saw a thumbnail for it in my YouTube feed as I see all of these things. And that looked interesting. It has Jessica Chastain in it. And if I had to guess, like I'm thinking, because she was in It. I wouldn't initially think horror at first, but she was in It, the remake. Which I tried to watch the second chapter. Couldn't get through it. Just not my thing. Not that it was scary, I'm sorry. Tim Curry, I'm going off on a tangent. But Tim Curry is the only Pennywise, period. But if I had to guess, it's probably, like, it looks really serious. It's a Netflix movie. I'm assuming a movie, not a show. Looks like it looks very serious, maybe like a thriller, horror. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, but it looked interesting just by the thumbnail. So let's check this out. Ooh.
Hey.
What's going on?
Just, work's been pretty awful without you there. You and I were partners.
I don't want to talk about work.
Why does that guy look familiar?
Is it because what they're saying is true?
See the Fantastic Beast dude? Okay, based on true story.
How are the girls?
They're really good, but I'm working a lot.
You still owe me for last Friday, but it can wait, really.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No.
There's 50. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Bye, Mom. Love you guys. Nurse Laughlin.
Okay, it's
This
a
is
movie.
Officer Braun.
Do you remember Anna Martinez?
Here you go. Yeah, her death. It was sudden.
Mind taking a look at this?
The insulin in her system, it's a double medication error, which is really rare.
We understand that you work with a Charlie Cullen. Could he be involved in this?
They're lovebirds.
I just got
I
chills.
cannot
I think
get
I
over
remember this.
how cute your Vanessa is.
Who's Vanessa?
Oh my God. There's insulin in her system.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like how often this has happened. Just in life.
He's been at 9 hospitals. 9.
What do you mean? No, the hospital would have done something.
You would think so.
Yeah. Do you remember working with someone named Charlie Cullen?
Yeah.
There was a rumor about
She
him.
looks familiar.
They found insulin in a dead guy's saline bag.
Hey, girls.
Come, sit.
Why are you being weird, Mom?
He's been killing people
Yeah,
without ever touching them.
it looks different. Maybe he's got his hair short.
He's gonna get a new job, and it's all gonna continue.
I hope you guys can hear me. He's walking in right now. Hey.
Yeah, what was I need to Google this one in particular because there's been like doctors and nurses that have done shit like this. But which one? I feel like I recently heard a podcast about this dude. I feel like he might not be American. Charles Cullen. So the one that I was thinking of, I think, is another person. This one is from America. Charles Edmund Cullen, born in 1960, American serial killer who confessed to murdering up to 40 patients during his 16-year career in New Jersey. In his subsequent interviews with police, psychiatrists, and journalists, it became apparent that he killed many more, whom he could not specifically remember by name, but he could often remember details about their murders. He ultimately could have been responsible for 400 deaths, which would make him the most prolific serial killer in recorded history. Who's the one? Who's the guy that is currently, like, has that title? It was Sam Little? Sam Little? Yeah, Sam Little. This is nuts. He described his childhood as miserable and claimed to have been constantly bullied by his sister's boyfriends and by schoolmates. He made attempts on his life by drinking chemicals from a chemistry set when he was 9. He fantasized about using drugs from the hospital to do that to himself. And then he's originally from England. His mother, okay, she migrated to the United States from England after World War II and was killed in a car accident at the age of 55 when Charles was a senior in high school. He recalls his mother's death as being devastating and that he had been upset that the hospital did not immediately inform him of her death. And the hospital would not return her body, but instead had it cremated. It's crazy to hear about people like this, their lives. I mean, of course, there's plenty of people that don't do things like this that have bad lives, but still. He married a woman named Adrienne in 1987, and then their daughter was born later that year. They had 2 daughters. His wife became increasingly disturbed by his unusual behavior and his abuse of the family dogs. His wife filed a restraining order against him in 1993 because she was worried that he might endanger her and their 2 children. She claimed that Charles had spiked people's drinks with lighter fluid and burned his daughter's books and forgotten his daughters at a babysitter for a week. What? He says that his wife exaggerated this. Then it just goes on to talk about, like, all the people that he overdosed at the hospital. So I'm on his Wikipedia, by the way. So it says that his motives, he says that he administered overdoses to patients to spare them from being coded or going into cardiac or respiratory arrest and being listed as code blue emergency. He said he could not bear to witness or hear about attempts at saving a victim's life. He thought that he was ending their suffering. To prevent hospital personnel from dehumanizing them. However, not all of his victims were terminal patients. One woman, or whoever Gall is, I've read that as Gail, was expected to recover before Colin got to them. A nurse that knew him said that many people were on the mend. Many of his victims were actually on the mend. Tools of his choice were digoxin and insulin, which is, we saw in the Netflix preview that he used insulin. And then, of course, he said he was trying to save patients. It's weird. He also said he wanted to save patients. And then he also wanted to spare them. I don't know, it's weird. And then he says he lived most of his life in a fog and that he had blacked out memories of his victims. That is nuts. Okay, well, I'm glad I saw that. That's something that I would watch. So let me know if you're interested in The Good Nurse. And if you like this video, leave it a like and subscribe to see more of my videos. And I'll see you in my next video.